Are intersex people queer in the sense that they are odd, strange, peculiar? No. It's actually really normal to be intersex, and it's much more common than most people would expect. Are intersex people queer in the sense of gender? Sometimes. If an intersex person identifies with being either a man or a woman, then by identifying with a gender that doesn't align with their biological sex, that person would be transgender, which is a particular form of gender queerness. But many people who are intersex identify with non-binary genders. And in that case, even though they are identifying with a gender that would typically be considered queer, it is actually cisgender of a person with a non-binary sex to identify with a non-binary gender.
What the f*** are you talking about?
Now, I'm no historian, but from what I've heard, great empires from the past have collapsed when their people become hyper-focused on gender and sex. Sound familiar? Anyway, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Now, society today cannot continue on this trajectory we're on if there aren't some major changes made, and made soon. The outlook is pretty bleak, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about in today's video. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss this. Let's start off with this example on the screen here. Over the past 2 years during the pandemic, sorry, we saw so many absurd pictures and videos just like this. Now, for our blind subscribers and people sitting way in the back, what we have here is some young children at their music concert playing their musical instruments. They have those plastic face shields over their face. They also have their obedience masks, their face masks on. However, their face masks have holes cut out of them directly where their mouths are. Why?
That doesn't make sense.
Well, I'm gonna take this damn mask off.
But wait, it gets better. Now, Emily Oster, who is an establishment shill who writes for The Atlantic, which is a garbage publication, recently came out with this article because people like us who question some of this nonsense, and we're told to shut up, don't question it, do what you're told, and we were called names, and we were silenced and banned, suspended, deplatformed, demonetized, and so on and so forth. Well, the time to pay the piper just might be here. So Emily Oster writes in The Atlantic recently, let's declare a pandemic amnesty. We need to forgive one another for what we did and said when we were in the dark about... Really, Emily? Huh, you want to wipe the slate clean, huh? Just pretend none of that ever happened. Okay, you know what I have to say about that?
Absolutely not.
Now, I think we all learned pretty young that racism is a bad thing. Judge people by the content of their character, not by the color of their skin, right? Well, in today's society, things are a little different. Now, it all depends on what group of people you're being racist against. Now, if it's white people, it seems like it's you get a pass for that, as you'll see with this insane college student who is having a meltdown. I don't know what the rally's for. This is insanity. How this is tolerated is beyond me. Roll the film.
And that includes in organizing spaces, because so much of the time, organizing spaces are dominated by white people who don't give BIPOC voices a chance to speak. White people, stop being racist. All of you, I don't care. It's ingrained in me. I'm not white. It's ingrained in all of us. But white people, you need to realize your positionality. You need to realize the space you take up. And you need to realize how hard it is every single day for BIPOC people, especially at this institution, okay?
You sound insane. Do you realize that? You should be medicated.
Unbelievable. Society cannot continue this way. It cannot continue with them saying, well, racism only comes from one direction. All right, well, and then you have this, which I have no idea what's going on here. Just more insane ramblings, I suppose. Roll the film, please.
The gender binary is a direct result of European colonization. And if we look globally and historically, throughout the world and the ways that people have existed and talked about gender, the idea of there only being two genders is a new concept that is directly linked to white supremacy.
No offense, but you are a stupid asshole.
Wow. Yes, you heard that correctly. The idea of there only being two genders is a new concept. Oh, and it's directly linked to white supremacy. Yes, we know. We've heard it all before. I know.
It's a man, baby!
Well, I thought she was a man. She is rather mannish. If that is a woman, it does look like she was beaten with an ugly stick.
We are living in such strange times that it's almost not worth it for some people to try and stop and help somebody out if someone looks like they may need a little help. For example, this video, this lady's driving down the street. She sees something very strange, asks if the person is in need of help, and this is what she gets. This is a circus. Roll the film.
You okay?
What the was that?
If you're still trying to make sense of what you just saw, yeah, I can assure you it's exactly what you think it is. A pink-haired Asian lady climbed a tree with no shoes on, was sitting in the tree, and when a passerby stopped to say, "Are you okay?" she turns around with a scowl on her face and very angrily says, "You, you fat." Oh my God, let's keep it moving. Now, a lot of people say what's happening today in society is because there is a lack of a father figure in so many of these homes. There's just not a male role model for these people. And yeah, I agree. And I 100% agree with this one. Roll the film, please.
Anybody who's trying to tell my mom to calm down can off.
You.
How about be nice to people? Lack of parenting? Really? I don't see a lack of parenting here.
I have been here every minute of her life.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm a fanboy, not really like fanboy.
I don't know. It's really messed up. Super gay.
Now that is a strong role model right there for little fella. Wow. Goes on to his TikToks, gets super triggered and tells all the people in the comments to F off while flipping him the bird.
What a bitch.
Alright guys, this next story is completely insane. It's been going viral the past few days, so you may have seen it. This is at Trinity College. And you've got some guys, I don't know if that's a frat house or their dorm or whatever, and they've got some flags hanging up, an American flag, I think a Blue Lives Matter flag, the Gadsden flag. And this lady, I don't know if she's part of the administration at Trinity or what, she comes with a little step stool, takes their flags down, and I'm going to show you something after this clip. It's about a 2-minute clip. I'm not going to play all of it, but she physically goes and she doesn't ask them, she just takes the flags down. Roll the film.
We're asked to take it down.
Who are you touching our flags? You have no right to do this.
You are directed to take it down.
What?
The dean's office has requested.
I think you're targeting us. Why? Absolutely not. I have every right to record, and you know that. This is America. We have the First Amendment right of freedom of speech, freedom of expression. I don't know why you're taking my flags down.
Call the dean. Call the dean. I want to speak to
You were told you can go down and see the dean, so you can go ahead and do that.
You're not going to tell anybody else anything. I told you, once you tell everyone else to remove it, then we'll consider it. But, like, why do you target us specifically?
Sir, you support this?
Specifically.
This is you guys are targeting our property. I don't know why you're doing this.
The other flags
No, why are you touching my flags? Did you pay for these flags?
You were asked to take them down.
Don't touch my flags.
You were taken.
You're going to pay for them? You're going to pay for them?
Take them down. And you were told that they would be taken down.
No offense, but it sounds like some commie gobbledygook.
So this insane person did take those guys' flags down. She tried to keep them. She said, no, I'm taking them to the dean's office. The kid said, no, you're not. I paid for those. So thankfully, he grabbed them back from her. Then he said, what about these other flags? Are you going to go take down these other flags? Well, lo and behold, this flag was still flying at Trinity after that. This one wasn't forced to come down. And at the Austin Arts Center at Trinity College, they still had the rainbow flag flying.
It just seems kind of gay, doesn't it?
So it's not about having a flag flying on Trinity College campus. It's about having the wrong flag flying on Trinity College campus. That's frightening. Anyway, also, back in the day, well, actually, right up until recently, you always used to see women in makeup commercials, right? Not anymore. Roll the film.
Foundation. Groundbreaking, major, totally epic. House Labs. Obviously iconic, legendary, honestly, Academy Award winning, smooth like butter, second skin. Whoa.
What is your problem, man?
Oh, wow. All right, guys. So this clip went viral a few days ago. Some of you may have seen it already. It's got 9.3 million views. But this is a trans barista at Starbucks, I guess, who's melting down over working 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week. Just perfectly sums up this generation. For the most part, I'll tell you, I got 4 nephews that are kind of in this generation that are hard workers. They're doing phenomenal in school. They're fantastic boys, and I'm very proud of them. So this, like I said, it doesn't represent all of them. Anyway, then I got one more clip of former Vice President Joe Biden recently saying something again that just, I mean, this man is supposedly the leader of the most powerful country in the world, and he has no idea how many states are in that country. Very bizarre, but I'll play that after this clip. I'm not going to play this whole thing because it's kind of long. We'll get a minute and a half of it. Roll the film.
People wonder why we need a union at Starbucks, and I am literally about to quit. Like, I don't know if I'm going to do it, but, like, I really want to. I almost walked out today, and I'm crying in the back room right now, and I almost cried on the floor. It's just, I'm like a full-time student. I get scheduled for 25 hours a week. And then on weekends, they schedule me the entire day, open to close. I'm on the schedule for 8.5 hours, both Saturday and Sunday. I'm like 3.5 hours into my shift. There's so many customers, and we have 4 people on the floor all day. Only 5 people were put on the schedule, and somebody had to call out. And there are 4 people running the whole store, and there's so many customers, and there's possibly scheduled 5 people. We only have 13 people employed at this store, and there's so many customers. And they're good.
Are you crying? I suggest you stop whining like a little.
Unbelievable. That guy literally was whining and crying into his camera for another full 2 minutes after that. Well, I shouldn't say guy. It said it was a trans barista, so I'm not potato, right? I don't know. Anyway, that person just filmed himself whining, crying, and complaining, sitting at work. Just get up. Whatever. Anyway, I don't know which is a sadder display, that or this. Former Vice President Joe Biden. Supposed to be the leader of the country, the leader of the free world. He doesn't know how many states are in the United States. It's a circus in the White House. It's a clown. Like I said, we're living in clown world. I mean, society cannot go on like this. You got people climbing trees on the side of the highway. Now, did you call that a bonsai tree? Terrible joke. Anyway, guys, things are clearly getting crazy out there. So please take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Until next time, love you guys. Peace. Roll the film, please.
And of course, they're going to try for their 499th time or whatever the number is. They're still determined to eliminate the Affordable Care Act. And by the way, if they do, that means, not a joke, everybody, that's why we were defeated in 2018 when they tried to do it. We went to 54 states. The reason is people didn't realize that the only reason anybody who has a pre-existing condition.
What the hell did you just say?
When they tried to do, we went to to 54 states when they tried to do it. We went to 54 states.
You are one dumb son of a.
And you ain't black.